So I'm Alex Patterson Jones. I'm an immigrant from South Africa living in the United States, came to Colorado, and I'm now working for the energy company or energy solutions company, Enertech. I started out there in marketing and sales and kind of worked my way up to now getting the official title of Chief Solutions Officer. And what that essentially means is I kind of run all the solutions for Enertech. And that's coming up with how to effectively use software and hardware to kind of make the business run as smoothly as possible. Multifamily residential and hospitality. We're sticking to the L2s. The reason we're doing that is the L3 space is just hyper competitive. All these big players that as a small fish in that large pond, I don't think we'd make it. And so what we're trying to do is provide L2 slower charging to these sites where people are going to be stopping off, staying overnight, have the ability to plug in for a long period of time and wake up in the morning with a full charge. And what we found is there are not actually a lot of people offering that service. And what we really didn't want was to have to juggle multiple different hardwares and multiple different softwares running those hardware. So we wanted to find a software that was agnostic and able to work with a large range of hardware in case we ever did need to use different chargers. And that really kicked off the thought of like, hey, we actually need to think about this. How can we separate the hardware and the software so that we never have to worry about having multiple different hardwares and having to juggle multiple different softwares? And it really does let us down kind of that just rabbit hole. And then my partner, he was at a trade show and he bumped into Monta and was like, hey, this is a fantastic product. And then we got into a couple just the onboarding calls and just the demo calls. And after that, it was kind of a no-brainer. Just the options that Monta offered, the fact that there are so many, it's so flexible, and there are so many things that we can do with the chargers to almost benefit the end user, whether that's virtual queuing, whether that's, I know you guys just came out with subscriptions. The fact that if we install for a multifamily complex, people can subscribe and get better rates if they live in the complex or not. I think that it was just, there were a lot of things that I had no idea were possible. The more people, the more companies that we've engaged with and tried to work with, we've realized that, hey, people just suck at communicating. I don't know, it just seems to be a common issue among so many companies, and I don't know why. But we've just had it where it's like we've reached out to these people saying, hey, we're interested. Can we potentially set up a demo call, whatever it is? And we just don't hear anything back. And so I don't know if it's just EV industry related, but that's the biggest pain point for us trying to find a partner. And it was an absolute pleasure working with Monta for the opposite reason. The fact that you did respond, the fact that there's always someone that we can reach out to and talk to, is just, it's been kind of, you're probably the easiest people to work with that we have partnered with so far. And originally we were working with software. It's like you set the price and that's the price. And it's just a pain to change. And so in my mind, I mean, man, it would be great if we had flexibility to just be able to dynamically change based on the location. And I was like, probably never going to happen. You know, they might work on it in a while, but I guess we're kind of stuck. We just got to really put a thought into like, okay, what's the price going to be? And we're just going to set and forget. And got on a call with Monta, and it was one of our early calls where we were still going through. We hadn't officially agreed, like kind of decided on Monta, and we were doing kind of a run through demo. And they were going through, and it was like almost glanced over as if it was like, obviously we offer this. And I was like, what? That's amazing. Like, I think, I don't know if I brought it up on the call or not, but it was just like, I think it was either just after the call or I might have not even, I don't think I had my camera on, but you probably would have seen me like, yes, that's going to make our life so much easier just to be able to have that flexibility. But I mean, that's happened multiple times. Just with the ease of use and especially just discovering things while just clicking through the Monta hub on the back end, just going, I wonder what this does. It's like, oh, no way, that's actually awesome. This is fantastic. Going back to what I said previously about when we were looking at other software options that didn't offer really the flexibility of management, that could have become a real headache and almost become a multiple person job just to manage and maintain. If you aren't able to kind of isolate each site or each kind of, even just each area that you're operating in, and able to isolate those and working on those individually, it would have been an absolute nightmare to have an entire list of charges and have to keep track of every single one of those charges and where that charger is. And mentally, I mean, it would have just been an absolute headache from a maintenance standpoint, from a management standpoint. I want to download the data of these specific charges. I would have had to download every single charges data, would have had to scrape through and say, okay, well, this isn't relevant for this partner. This isn't relevant for this partner. That would have been a full day's job. Whereas now, the fact that I'm able to isolate each individual site through Monta and able to download that data and capture that data separately from every other site, it takes what would have taken an entire day and some mind-numbing work to maybe it's going to take me 30 minutes.